Well, good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Everything RV with Dave. I'm doing a little exploring today. I've made it over to it's a national Parks Campground, and it's right on the Potomac River, and it is called Spring Gap. It's about, I want to say 8 or 9 miles out of Cumberland, Maryland. And right now I'm over in the parking area for not only the outhouse, but it also is for the C&O towpath, which is the pathway which goes all the way from Pittsburgh to Washington, D.C. Now up in the Pittsburgh area, they call it the Great Allegheny, but it's all the same path. You know, you hit Cumberland and the Great Allegheny, the gap turns into the C&O towpath. So let me show you this little parking area and where I'm at. This is the parking area for the towpath, and it's right over beyond those trees. And you've got a little vault toilet here that you can use. Over there's a little picnic area. And they do have a little boat ramp. Let's go down and take a look at the water. Actually, it's a pretty nice little boat ramp. Yeah, pretty nice. Nice and quiet. I believe this is the what they call the South Branch of the Potomac River. But that's a nice area. Good place to launch a kayak or a little boat. It's not very deep. I'm looking out there, I'm thinking 2 or 3 feet deep at the most right here. Well, now I'm back in my truck. I'm coming out of this parking lot that I just showed you. And we're going over to the road that goes into the camping area. Now to get here from Cumberland, you take 51 south. There's a lot of glare right here, but this is Spring Gap Campground. And as I first came in, there is a water pump up there. Don't know if it actually works. And it says US fee area. Let's get out and take a look at this. So here is the fee area. Campground fee information. So you can reserve in advance, or you can call a number. It says 877-444-6777. Or you can use the www.recreation.gov and search for the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal. And it shows you a bunch of different camping regulations. And the camping fees here, individuals, is $20 per night. If you've got the America's Pass, that would be $10. Here's a little map on the Chesapeake and Ohio and where it is in relationship on the C&O towpath. It is a trash-free park, so, you know, You pack it in, pack it out. And it looks like there's some people here. We'll see how many campsites are here. This is campsite number 1, and all these on this side are going to back up to the river. You can see right down through there. And it's nothing more than picnic table, a little fire ring. I saw a fire ring over there. I pulled my truck into number 2. Both of these sites are very small RV or tent camping. Let's take a walk down the road here. I will say this much: it has a lot of shade on this end of the campground. And that's campground number 3. And I would say, you know, I could get my 26-foot flagstaff into this one. I'd have to put my truck crossways, but, you know, not much more than a 25, 26-foot RV would fit in there. Over on this side is number 14. And actually 14's not too bad, but it goes up against the woods. Number 4. Number 4's got a little grill. That's number 4. Number 4 is a little bit deeper. I don't know if you can see this, but it comes all the way back. Yeah, I would definitely put my flagstaff in this one. And again, this would be a place to just come for a few days. You know, it doesn't look like it's much, but it's got a lot of nice trees. And it's not that far out of Cumberland, Maryland. I would think for myself, if it was a little bit cooler, maybe in the fall. These on the other side, they seem to be rather short. You know, probably more for tent camping or, you know, smaller, very small RVs. 5 is nice. Six on the riverside is small. 11 on the other side. Yeah, these on this side are pretty much for tent camping. There is Porta Johns. And number 10 is real small. Yeah, 8 is small. Yeah, what I'm seeing here at this campground is a lot of the sites are very small. You know, just primarily for tent camping and smaller RVs. I did see a couple of them down there at the beginning that I would use. But I think it's a pretty nice little campground. if you have the America's Pass for 10 bucks a night, you can't beat it. I would say at this campground, you know, anything larger than say 24, 25 feet, you know, you're pushing it. It looks like you've got about 5 or 6 sites that would take that type of an RV. But if you like to tent camp, there are a lot of places to tent camp here. No power, really no water. There was a water pump over there. Don't know if it works, but if you're self-contained, carrying your own water, I think it'd be all right for a night, or even spending a couple days. I mean, here it is Saturday, and I'm seeing 3 people down here. So I don't think it ever gets that busy. And, you know, to be this close to Cumberland, Maryland, and if you're, again, for $10 as a senior pass, it wouldn't be a bad place to spend an overnight. And easy to get out of Cumberland, Maryland to this place. So if you like my little videos, reach down there and hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I will see you on my next video.